populous countries in the world, China is no stranger to peculiarities. With such a dense population, there are all kinds of people and anything to happen. If you think China only has Han and Jiushi people, you're completely mistaken.
This country has countless things that will leave you gaping in amazement when witnessed.
From unique to bizarre customs, like the bride having to cry for a whole month before the wedding.
Red Yao ethnic women only cut their hair once in their lifetime. Money can buy even immortals. Moreover, this place is piled with other strange and puzzling things.
All will be revealed in a video about the 8 strangest and craziest things found only in China. Let's explore with Wu Chu Hing Pai right now. The bride and relatives must cry continuously for a month before the wedding. Hearing about this custom, many of you must be very surprised, right?
Because we usually only see crying at funerals, so why suffer at a joyful wedding? However, each place has its own different customs. And China is no exception. In Sichuan province, there is an ethnic group called Zhujian that still maintains this tradition.
The bride is required to cry for a month before going to her husband's home.
Whether willing or not, the crying ritual in weddings was most popular in the 17th century and lasted until the end of the Zhou Dynasty in 1911.
Legend has it that this custom originated from the Warring States period. At that time, a princess from the Zhou state was married off to another country. When the princess was about to depart, the queen wept bitterly
and told her to return as soon as possible. This is considered the first crying wedding in China. To this day, although the custom is not as common as before, many families still preserve this tradition. Traditionally, the bride cries while singing songs,
crying for the wedding from 3 to 7 days before the ceremony. Many families perform the wedding crying from half a month to a month, and some places even extended to 3 months before leaving the parental home. The content of the wedding crying songs is very diverse, including
crying for parents, spouses, brothers, sisters, crying for the first time, and crying for the matchmaker. When crying, some cry alone, some cry with family or friends.
Some brides cry in their room, some choose to cry by the pond.
Some cry loudly, some cry silently.
Depending on the bride's circumstances, the method and content of wedding crying vary.
But most wedding crying songs are only 5 to 7 lines long with simple melodies.
The wedding crying activity is most lively on the night before the wedding day.
The girl starts crying from when guests arrive, lasting until the evening banquet. The most special moment is before dawn, when all relatives and friends cry together with the bride. The sound of crying echoes everywhere.
On the first day of the wedding, the bride must bathe and wash thoroughly, and perform the hair combing ceremony, which is combing hair, putting it up in a bun, and shaving fine hair on the face and neck before going to the husband's home. At the same time, 9 unmarried girls along with the bride, total of 10 people,
will sing the wedding crying song together. 10 sisters together. After completing the preparations, relatives and friends leave the bride's private room. Next, the bride will slowly walk out to the main hall and slip into the floral shoes brought by the groom's family.
Take an umbrella and bid farewell to her birth family amidst the sound of gongs. After completing the ancestral worship ceremony at the groom's house, the wedding is considered complete.
The meaning of this crying is to thank the help of neighbors and relatives. Cry to express gratitude for parents' upbringing, and also show anxiety about the new life. For many who disagree with this marriage, they use crying to express dissatisfaction and anger toward the matchmaker. As family cry, male relatives dawn.
It's truly a strange custom, my friends.
Imagine such a joyful wedding but hearing so much crying like that. Do you want to get married anymore, but this ISN? The next thing, I bet, will make you scratch your head, even make you want to take a girl there yourself.
Chicken eggs are a common food worldwide and can easily be prepared into many delicious dishes.
You might have heard of countless dishes made from chicken eggs, from simple to complex. However, virgin boy eggs, also known as urine-boiled eggs, are an extremely unique egg dish. Genuinely boiled in little boys.
Although it sounds disgusting, this dish has actually been popular since ancient times and is recorded in historical texts.
Therefore, virgin boy eggs were officially recognized as part of the intangible cultural heritage of Danyang, Zhejiang in 2008.
This urine-boiled virgin boy egg dish is considered a distinctive cultural feature of Chinese
and is widely sold on the streets of Danyang City. Chinese people believe this dish has very good health benefits. Although this preparation method makes many foreigners wary and raises concerns about unverified hygiene safety, virgin boy eggs have a quite simple recipe. Chicken eggs are soaked and boiled in little boys' urine. Once the eggs are cooked, people crack the shells so the urine seeps inside. Then they continue to pour urine over them at intervals to prevent overcooking.
During the simmering process, urine is continuously added.
Along with some herbs, this recipe makes the egg white turn light yellow while the yolk turns green.
When eaten, virgin boy eggs taste slightly salty, sour, and of course have a distinctive pungent smell of urine.
However, this dish is considered not too difficult to eat. Only little boys' urine is used, with the best being from boys under 10 years old. Elementary school boys urinate into buckets collected daily to ensure the best quality. Notably, they use all the urine collected that day rather than saving it for later use to ensure the quality of the boiled eggs. There's no explanation for why it must be little boys. It's only known that this somewhat peculiar cooking method has existed here for centuries. Many claim that doing so can cure certain diseases. But specifically which diseases, they don't specify. But if it were you, would you dare spend about 4,800 dong to try this dish? Whether yes or no, please comment below so everyone can know. Now let's go to another place, also in China. A place where women, each and every one, possess flowing hair nearly 2 meters long.
In Wanlo village, women cut their hair only once in their lifetime. About 1,600 kilometers from Beijing, there's a village called Wanlo village.
In the Zhuang Autonomous Region, Guangxi Province, China.
This is the only village of the Red Yao ethnic group.
All the women there possess long, shiny black hair, with some even having hair up to 1.9 meters long.
The reason is known to be that Red Yao women in China believe
long hair represents longevity, prosperity, development, symbolizing long life and wealthy, noble living.
Therefore, they highly cherish their long hair and are famous for their hair growing customs, styling, and hair care secrets. Accordingly, from age 12 to 13, girls begin growing their hair. When they reach adulthood at age 18, and their hair reaches a certain length, they cut it.
And this will be the only haircut in their lifetime, so they preserve it as a precious treasure.
However, that beautiful, smooth long hair.
In daily life, women with this hair face many risks when going out.
Particularly, the hair easily gets tangled in tree branches, house pillars, or during arguments with others. It can easily be cut off. Therefore, Red Yao women bundle their hair into multiple coils on their heads to protect their hair absolutely. The interesting part lies in the hairstyle they tie. Through this, people can know whether that person is still single or already has children.
Unmarried women usually tie their hair into a headscarf, and only family members are allowed to see their hair.
If outsiders want to see a girl's hair, they must marry her and take her as a wife.
Married women tie their hair up into a headscarf with a large bun at the front.
Anyone who has had long hair knows that taking care of it is very difficult.
Yet, these women take care of their hair perfectly. This hair remains beautiful and fragrant, not greasy at all, even though it.
Actually, they have their own secret, and indeed it's true.
The Red Dao people have a special shampoo made from pomelo peel,
tea residue, and herbs. Instead of using regular shampoo, especially after washing with this shampoo, they also soak their hair in rice water to absorb nutrients. Then rinse thoroughly with spring water and let the hair dry naturally.
Thanks to this, elderly women in Hoang Lac village rarely have gray hair. Anyone who wants smooth long hair should remember this secret. It might just work.
Located at the foot of Mao Mountain near Shenyang City, the Strange Slope Sea area is considered one of the 8 natural wonders of Liaoning province.
It was discovered in 1990 when local people spread the word that a police officer stopped his car here, and when he released the brake, the car slowly rolled uphill. Rumors about this strange phenomenon spread quickly. Not long after, people from all over the country and even abroad
came to witness the gravity-defying slope with their own eyes. The authorities renovated the place, creating separate lanes for bicycles and cars. Since then, Strange Slope has become one of the most famous scenic spots in Liaoning.
The appeal of Strange Slope lies in its defiance of gravity. Cars at the top of the slope struggle to go down, while cars at the bottom miraculously roll quickly up to the top. The same goes for cyclists. They have to pedal hard to go downhill and easily climb to the top. Therefore, this strange slope has attracted researchers and scientists.
Over the years, many hypotheses have attempted to explain the abnormal phenomenon at Strange Slope. Among them, the most common hypothesis is the presence of a magnetic field, causing everything to behave abnormally, or it's just an optical illusion.
But strangely, no magnetic field has ever been detected in or around the Strange Slope area.
Therefore, the theory of optical illusion seems the most plausible.
Simply put, your eyes are deceiving you. Going uphill is actually going downhill and vice versa. In fact, Strange Slope is just one of many such strange spots in the world, and one of at least 10 similar spots in China alone. To better understand how this optical illusion works, you need to know that the area around Strange Slope is a small slope within a larger downward slope.
Strange Slope itself has an upward incline. Because it's small compared to the surrounding area, 80 meters long and 15 meters wide,
so your eyes can't distinguish the slope and perceive it as part of the downward slope. However, this is still just a hypothesis based on speculation.
The real cause has not yet been clarified by scientists to this day. Indeed, in China, anything can happen, from demons to strange creatures or mysteries that seem to only exist in movies.
They all appear in China, my friends.
Isn't it hard to believe? Honestly, I found it strange when I heard about the village where hundreds of
and only cut it once in their lifetime. But when I learned this village is also deep underground, I was truly surprised.
We need to turn on exploration mode for you right away. This mysterious village is called Sanmenxia, a prefecture-level city. To put it simply, this is an administrative unit below the provincial level, above the county level in China, located in Henan province. There are nearly 10,000 houses built 6 to 7 meters deep underground here, with about 3,000 residents living there. Looking from above, you'll see the village has a dense concentration of heat pits.
Residents say these pits are where they have lived for generations. Each pit is square or rectangular, 6 to 7 meters deep, with 4 walls.
People dig caves to arrange living rooms, bedrooms, kitchens, and bathrooms. Notably, the temperature inside is completely naturally regulated,
cool in summer and warm in winter.
Many people call these underground villages invisible villages,
because from a distance, you can hear people talking. TC anyone. Even many foreign tourists visiting for the first time wonder where the village houses are. As soon as they see the pits, they ask how to get down. To enter the residents' living areas, the entrance is usually a tunnel about 10 meters long. Inside each underground house are families that have lived here for generations. They have children and enjoy peaceful lives underground. These types of houses have been common since the Ming and Qing dynasties.
They have good drainage systems, effectively preventing flooding during heavy rain.
They also have excellent sound insulation and earthquake resistance. Most houses here are square or rectangular with sides of 10 to 12 meters. Each house has a tunnel connecting to the outside through a common courtyard.
Many houses are 200 years old and have been home to 6 generations of families. In the context of terrifying floods like today,
building a village like this might be the optimal solution, my friends. This shows how truly intelligent Chinese people are. Ghost marriage custom. The ghost marriage custom in China originated from the Zhou Dynasty,
221 to 206 BC, and is a special and controversial tradition.
The purpose of this ritual is not only to ensure that young, unmarried deceased
won't be lonely in the afterlife, but also to help their living families live peacefully and prosperously.
According to legend, if a single person dies without a ghost marriage,
their soul will haunt the family, causing disturbances for future generations.
The most common form is marrying a deceased man to a deceased woman,
regardless of whether they were engaged or not. Particularly in Chinese culture, younger brothers cannot marry before their older brothers. If an older brother dies single, the family must hold a ghost marriage for him before holding a wedding for the younger brother.
This not only shows respect for the deceased,
but also avoids dissatisfaction from the older brother's spirit. This ritual is not limited to marriages between two deceased people.
Sometimes one of them might be a living person.
If a young man dies young, his fiancée can proceed with a wedding ceremony with someone else, to ensure she remains youthful and protected. However, if a young woman dies unmarried, she will not receive a full funeral ceremony according to ritual. This reflects the complex concepts of honor and responsibility in ancient society. Although ghost weddings may seem strange to many,
in China they represent a deep level of respect for the deceased.
Over time, this custom has transformed and developed,
but continues to exist in some rural areas.
Despite this, the government has banned it since 1949.
Particularly recently, there have been worrying reports about deceased women
being exhumed and sold as ghost brides. In Shaanxi province, at least 30 cases of female corpse theft were recorded between 2013 to 2016. But these corpses were sold at high prices to families with deceased unmarried young men
to perform ghost wedding rituals. Some families even spent up to 180,000 yuan,
equivalent to about $620 million, to buy a bride's corpse for their son.
Isn't that terrifying? Ancient tree predicts weather with 90% accuracy. In Chongqing, China, there is an ancient tree capable of predicting weather changes with accuracy up to 90%.
This ancient tree is planted in Xizhu County, Chongqing, standing 60 meters tall with a diameter of about 3 meters. 90% of the trunk, the part above ground, has become hollow, forming a large cavity that can hold more than 10 people. From inside this cavity, people can look up at the sky through a small hole above. According to an elderly villager named Tang Wenshu, 92 years old,
if fog appears around the hole on a sunny day, it might rain 2 days later. If clouds are seen through the hole, heavy rain will clear up.
Tang Wenshu added that villagers often rely on these predictions to arrange activities such as sowing, planting, and harvest.
The tree's prediction accuracy reaches up to 90%.
This tree is like a celebrity, attracting many visitors.
But neither she nor older villagers know exactly how old it is.
Additionally, experts from the Shizhou Meteorological Agency suggest temperature differences in some
allow people to predict weather changes by observing fog or clouds. But there might be another reason that even they cannot guess.
Therefore, to this day, this ancient tree remains a mystery to the people of Chongqing specifically,
and to China in general. Bizarre bans. Recently, some bizarre bans in China have attracted public attention,
making many people shake their heads in dismay.
One of them is the ban on female secretaries for male leaders,
issued in Sichuan province.
Local authorities believe this will help prevent corruption in leadership. However, many have protested this reason, considering it a backward and sexist view
that cannot fundamentally solve society's problems.
Similarly, in Harbin,
there's a rule that all police officers with waistlines exceeding 90 centimeters must resign. Although the goal is to create a healthy police force,
using waist size as a measure is considered too primitive and inhumane. Additionally,
a recruitment standard for female civil servants in Hunan province shot by requiring symmetrical breasts, eliminating 20% of candidates for not meeting the standard,
causing many to doubt the fairness and humanity in the recruitment process. Another strange ban was when the Longkai town government issued regulations on behavioral standards for monkeys' politeness, requiring them to behave politely towards tourists.
It's puzzling how monkeys, being animals, could possibly behave politely towards
Lucky if they don't. You see, saying China has many strange things isn't wrong, is it?
This is just a small part of this billion-person country. Do you know any other strange things? Please comment below so everyone can know.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the Enigmatic Echoes channel so you don't. For now,
Goodbye and see you again.
subscribe to the Gian MI Go channel so you don't miss exciting videos.